All right, so tonight I'm hoping to finish this route. Um, if you've been following along, you know that I've been trying to improve my audio quality. Been tinkering around with OBS and my microphone setup, which I think I appreciate how it sounded better for the majority of last stream, but early on I felt like there was a lot of crackling in it, and I honestly don't know what to do about that right now. Part of me wonders if it was like a one-off thing because it was only at the start of the video. So I'm just going to continue with this and I'll check again after the stream is done and I'll continue to make adjustments. So also, I realized that I did not end the stream like I usually do by showing the game and what it looks like and walking around in it. So I figured that I should do that to start. So, man, that's so loud. Well, I guess it's just loud for me. I hope it's not loud for you guys. All this black space will be filled in when we make the next route. But this all looks good. I should put something on that sign so it reads, so it has a message. There we go. Because I'm in debug mode, I can do that without Pokemon. Yeah, looks good. All right. Let's get cracking on this. Okay. This is all this gray area. I think I can get rid of that. Is going to be one level above this, so I should focus on the walls first. Yeah. I'm also going to have to go back and update the Western Trail to incorporate this gray in there. Oh, this brown. I should have looked at that, which we can still do right now. Okay. Just gonna walk through some walls. This is gonna look bad. It's gonna just stop. Yep. Okay, so what area did I color gray? It looks like I colored all of this gray. I definitely need to wall this off because, as you can see, but by design, this being a cave entrance, you can walk onto it. and so you can walk through it. So hypothetically, a player could access the cave from the backside. And since we don't want that, we're just going to have to put up I think another level that goes around here. Because again, I'm fine with the player being able to go over here, but that's basically where I want it to end. So, okay. I should not be able to walk through that. I'm not using any of my debug features to walk through this, so that's also a problem. Let's take a look at that. You guys, I realized also earlier that when I open up a subscreen, so like I selected the database up here, it doesn't show what I'm looking at for you guys, and I'd have to add an additional window. That's interesting. It shows that you should not be able to approach it from that side, even in the database. So I'm a little confused as to why that worked. Let's test it again. Man, that's so wild. I don't think I've ever noticed that before. I'm going to quickly go back and check and see if that applies to any other parts of the map where I have that. Like right here. Let's just try and walk off the edge. Yeah, it doesn't let you here, and it doesn't let you come back up. Man. Oh, that one does. Okay, now it's letting me. Wow. Okay, so it wouldn't let me there, but it will let me here. That is so weird. Alright, well, it obviously won't let me do it here because there's water. Yeah. Okay, well, let's look at it. Let's look at it in the Western Trail and see if we can figure out what's different between right here and right here. Because I don't know about you, but it looks the same to me. Western Trail. I don't see anything unusual to cause that. And I know you can't see the database window, but I'm opening it up and I'm looking at what each individual tile is set to for if the character can pass over it or under it. And I'm getting nothing. I don't think I've ever come across this problem before. That is just wild to me. And the layers, I mean, it's just grass and that's it. And then the second layer is the rock. Okay, that is a separate issue because it is something related to how the tile sets are programmed. I will make a note of that though, so that I can continue to fiddle with it. This is like the fog that I had a problem with like 3 days ago, where it would just it just wouldn't accept that I had turned the fog off on the town. Okay. I probably want this to be the edge. Well, actually, I should get in the habit of bringing this in closer to the edge. I do want there to be some visibility by design. Guess I was using the wrong tile set here, because this bottom layer is going to be just rock. I think I'll run it to like here. Okay, let's bring the dirt out all the way to match. I think that's lined up with the edge. Oh, I'm using the wrong ledge. That explains why it didn't look good. Okay. There we go. And again, I've mentioned this before, but the tile set only has stairs that go up and down like this and no left to right stairs. So whenever I do have the player go down, like they'll do right here, I need to build out a little lip like that. Okay. Then I'll bring it back over here. Connect it in. And there we go. There's the border extending through all of the dirt layer. Sweet. Okay, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put well, let me just start doing it. We're gonna put a bunch of, I guess we're gonna put the peak of the mountain right here. I'm gonna give myself more room. And this is just so that this is to give more length to the route, because otherwise the player could just come up these stairs and they're like 20 paces away from going down here. So that's all going to be on that. And now what I'll do is actually just add another layer. Just make it keep going higher. There we go. And then I'll probably do it again, make another peak right here, and then you're kind of passing through this canyon, passing through the two peaks at the top of the mountain. Actually, that's too long. Yeah, one thing that I'm nervous about is making sure that I have enough space to put a wall here on this end and to make it look natural. That's going to be tough. I'm really restricting how much space I have to work with that whole side, so. I could. I'm almost constantly debating with myself about how big to make any given area, because it's not hard to just continue to iterate on sections. Because I could put stairs here, and then I could put, you know, a bridge to another. Like I could do stairs here and a bridge down here and another thing down here, and then it just keeps building and building and building. But no, I don't want the player to feel like they've wasted their time in any part of my game. This is probably one of my favorite parts about making a Pokemon game. Like I absolutely love the concept design for Pokemon games, where you sit down and you're like, okay, like what are the starters gonna be? What are the gym leaders gonna do? Like what's the generic evil team plotting? But and honestly, that's what gets me excited to sit down and start doing things like this. But then I genuinely just enjoy the actual map design when I'm in it. And probably my least favorite element to making a Pokemon game is writing and creating all of the NPCs. Because there's only so much you can say. Like, you got to think of something, like in a lot of instances, like I like eventing. I like creating the actual story, because that's, to me, that actually is writing dialogue. But when I sit down and have to write, like, oh, if you went into this random house and talked to the kid sitting on the floor in this Pokemon house, what are they going to say to you? And it's like, this is like, this has no bearing on anything else in the game. I'm not going to devote the time to make it so they say something different if you've beaten the gym leader or not. Like, it really is just kind of fleshing out the world, but it also isn't worth all the effort to make it like a developing character line. It's just like, okay, like, I don't know where my player's coming from, but I need to fit something in here. And that is such a slog to write those lines. Okay. So this is how we're going to do our transitions to patches of grass. Got to make sure I get all these corners. I I think that's enough. Ooh, I didn't even realize I should. Oh, well, you're not gonna. Oh, shoot. That's not a cliff anymore. That's okay. That's okay. It's not the end of the world to just go back and do this again. Ooh. What I need to actually do is put this blank one in so that on the first layer, I can still keep the grass going along like that. And then that changes these. Yeah. This is where layering is gonna mess me up. Because I'm just gonna go like that. And then on the second layer, need to put this edge in. Yep, just saw this coming. And then on the third layer, I need to rebuild this. Okay. Full recovery. We fixed it. Let's do another patch of grass. Up here, though. And let's make it go through here. Actually, I think it's gonna be fun to do like a really tight space, and then it opens a bit. So we'll go like that. Speaking of dialogue, you can also imagine creating what trainers say before you battle them and what they say after you beat them can also get really repetitive really fast. It's those things that you don't even think about when you're playing Pokemon. Like, off the top of my head right now, I can only think of youngster Joey's dialogue. But it's necessary to the game when you play the game. Like all of your trainers have to have something to say. And it's never very exciting, but it's just part of building it out. So when I actually get to that part of the game, when I'm going back through these routes, adding the trainers, what I want to do is just use whoever's in chat and you can just drop your favorite Pokemon. You can build out a team for me and send it, and I'll throw it in the game. If you want to, if you have some dialogue that you think is rather unique, then we can throw that in the game too for the character that we're adding. But I've made a lot of fishing puns, bug catching puns in my other games that I've made, and it just gets old fast. I'm intentionally doing this. Usually I try to keep the minimum to my pathing at 3 across or more. Like you can see almost all of these, yeah. And then there's one tight area. Up here there's a tight spot. And that's exactly what I'm doing right here. Because we're at the top of the mountain, I want you to feel like there's all of these peaks around you, so I'm really bringing the path in close. I won't go down to 1 though. I think that's too much. Okay, and now that I've built out this wall, I need to go back and make it line up with the northern trail. But hey, that's just how the game goes. As for the route, I really like that. I think that filled out well. And I guess I could have a trainer pacing right here, protecting like a high quality item for taking the detour. Yeah. Let's add some more just layers. Let's just... Can I even do that? Yeah, I think I can. I hope that doesn't look too weird. What I could do is that. Yeah, I think I'll do that instead of what I had before. Perfect. Now. I could put a series of hops. Don't know if I want to do that though. I mean, it wouldn't be the... Nah, I think I will. I think I will do that. Then the player has to commit to this loop if they're gonna go explore it. This is like the mine in Diamond and Pearl. I'm pretty sure if you go down the left side, there's a bunch of cliffs, and then you can't go back up that side. You have to backtrack. I would never jump up down those cliffs for that reason. I just worked my way in from the right side until I got to the gym leader. Okay. Okay, I need to... Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at it, and then I'll see how it translates back into the... how it translates back into the other trail. Again, I'm in debug, so I can just walk through walls. I should not be able to walk through those, though. I'm not in debug. See, that is going to drive me insane. I'm going to have to just Google it. Yeah, so you can see that this just ends right here when it should continue. This is the exact divide, as you can see from titles. Oh, we got some rain. I think there's like a 10%. I think I made like a 10% chance of rain right there. So, okay. So on the western trail, we'll bring the wall just all the way across. We'll just go all the way across, all the way across, all the way across. And then when we get here, we'll cut back. And hopefully that's enough to help me remember. All right, let's get back into it. I'm very inconsistent in my layering, but I think I want that one. We'll take a look at it. Honestly, I think I prefer the regular Galaxy soundtrack to this remix. I think this remix may be just trying to do a little bit too much with what is a very simple and fun song. All right. That should do it. Oh, do you see that? That. We don't want that anymore. It's covered up. There we go, there we go, there we go. Let's take a look at it. Let's see if I lined it all up. Okay. So far, so good. Yeah, I like how many layers got put here. When you actually like surf up here, you have to use waterfall to get to this cave up here. Here, I don't have any Pokemon, but because I'm in debug, I should be able to just do whatever I want. Yep. Yeah, I like that a lot. That's fun. And then when you come here, you won't really see anything. Oh, look at that. Do you see that? There's a second row here that I never put in Average Town. Okay, that's a good catch, right out in that little corner. Yeah. Sweet. Sweet. Let's keep cruising on this. Let's wrap it up. And let's go back to Average Town and let's just do a simple second layer. And there we go. See, it is just so much easier to work with dirt than it is with rock because you can transition to grass. You can throw the forests in. You can even throw some dead trees, which maybe I should have put in here. But there's room for dead trees elsewhere. I'll find plenty of room for that. Okay. Now it's just sort of polishing this section. Good question, Andrew. Yes, I can use tile sets from other games, and there are a bunch of other fans who have made custom tile sets that they've just released as free to use. I'm prepping for essentially a game jam where I'm gonna do what I'm doing now, but in 15 days, within a 15-day time frame, and kind of as prep, it's probably cheating if I'm going to put a time limit on it, but for prep, I'm going to go poke around for special tiles because there are some pretty cool custom tiles that add a lot of flavor. I just saw one yesterday that had like a full autumn forest. It's just yeah, some of like the free to use art that the community's put together for these games that you just download them as a tile set. They're just stunning. Okay, is there anything else I want to do with this map right now? Maybe I'll throw a couple rocks down. You can never have too many of these. Well, actually, I already have a lot. I think I'm gonna call it a wrap on this trail. Maybe when I come back with it with fresh eyes later on, I'll see something that I want to tweak. But for now, we're gonna call it, and I'm gonna throw in the next trail. So we're gonna go new map. This one's gonna be the Eastern Trail. Like everything else, it's gonna be 50 by 50. And for music, we're just gonna go with field 1. First thing I always do, lay down grass. All right, let's copy over the edge of this map because they're going to be touching so that we have a good reference guide about where the player will be coming in from and where the water is. For this trail, this is an interesting trail because, okay, so we are now in, I'm pulling up paint, guys. Just give me a second. I'm gonna draw a really crappy picture. There we go. There's my crappy paint canvas. All right, so grid. Okay, we just finished the central route. I hope you guys picked up on the names. And so we had our mountains right here. We have our water right here. And so we're coming in from this bottom area. But where this route goes is just going to be down here. So I guess this route is going to be a little bit convoluted. I don't know why I'm spending so much time on these arrows. Yeah, and I don't plan on any path to get to this top tile set till the player has surf. So that was just a really long way of saying that I need to essentially to use the most that I can from this map, I need to force the player to go all the way up here before they can just go back down to where the town entrance will be. So, and I guess one of my fears is that it'll be a huge waste of space. That you'd come into this area and you'd be like, oh, well, I'm so close to this town. Why can't I just go down? Probably my best way to cover that up is just going to be making sure my player can't see where the town is in orientation to where they are. But we'll see. We'll see. And just so I remember where the divide is, I'm just gonna cut a line right there, and that'll be what shows the path. And then we got this line going across here. Okay. I think that's good enough to at least visualize where I'm going. Okay. So almost immediately, what I think I'm gonna do is just turn in, bring the player up here, and dump them away from the edge of the map. And then I can get some mileage out of this. I guess it depends on where I want the rocks to end, because we only really have that one mountain range that we just finished. Okay. I think I'll go like this, and it'll drop down there. I need to put a corner on. And there we go. There we go. And then while that is the path to take, I'll actually keep this running just a bit longer. Oh, you know what? Yeah, okay. I'm going too far back. This should actually be like this. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. That should actually be like this, and this should actually be like that, because that's higher. It's actually being covered, and this should just be grass. There's a little green spot showing. Let me get rid of that. And there we go. Now we've just taken the player and already moved them up farther away from where they'll eventually need to go. I'm going to build out this forest just a little bit farther, and then I'm going to transition. When I was first thinking about this area as a whole, I was thinking, oh, I can use other trees. Like, I could build this out to be a swamp. I don't think I can do that anymore, just because we already have a connecting forest from the other side of the map. I mean, it wouldn't be that hard to just put some grass down and then throw this on the other side, but you can see that the green is actually a little bit different on the background here. It doesn't quite jive. Well, that's just with this one. If I do this on a second layer, then it should be fine. I think I will put that transition in commercials. Okay. As always, you get back in the grass. And then on the other side of the grass, I see I have this really big tree I could go with too. But I think I want to. Do I want to? We have time. We can sit on it. We can we can see how we like it next to the other trees. And right now, I don't think I like it. I can save those trees for a town. I could put them in a park in a town. I don't have to use them here. Now these, are these gonna look weird next to the other trees? Not as bad. Not as bad. Maybe I'll slip a couple of those big guys in on this path. Okay, well, so all of that to say, it looks like I'm just sticking with the standard tree for this part of the game. I like this. I like how that lines up with the edge of the rocks a bit better. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna make this part of the game, I think, more water, because you really only have a couple sections where you can use water, where you can surf around. So to kind of help with that, I think what I'll actually do is build this farther in. Oh well, yeah. And then this will be more like a traditional Pokemon route where it'll, here, I'll show you the tiles for it. I mean, so this tile set is the fire red tile set. And so if you play through that game, all of the water sections are just gonna have just variations of all of these rocks forming a border. And so I think I will do that over here. I'll build out a dock. That'll be fun. I'll put like a kind of a wharf out in the water that you can go down and put some fishermen on them for you to battle, and that'll be like the launching point for a trail. I mean, it doesn't make as much sense to have that strict path for the water, because once you get to the island, I presume you can just turn around and surf and go around all of that route. But I'm definitely keeping the wharf idea, though. I definitely want fishermen just out and about on this water. I want to incorporate the water more into this map. I think I've built this out far enough to cut this and move it to the right without losing anything. I think I know enough about what came before it. Something else that I need to remember is that this is the edge of the map. Whereas every other part of this just kind of connected with another map because I made it a grid, this section needs to be walled off. The player can't get within, I think it's 8 tiles. Otherwise they will see just the black curtain. So that should keep the player away from seeing anything they shouldn't. I'm still thinking that I should just bring more water in. What if I did something where the water continued like basically a river, that this part of the game just full on opens and we'll have bridges across, but once you get surf you can go under the bridges. And so yes, okay, this is going to be great. So essentially, that's pretty big. That's a pretty wide expanse. When a player's on that, they're probably not going to see the other side. What I'm thinking is I'll do sort of a back and forth with the bridges, and then under that you'll see trainers. And so when you walk through this route, before you have surf, you'll see that there's trainers to battle. So when you go back to this area and get with surf, you can then go through it and battle those trainers. Yeah, I think that's perfect. So we'll just, I guess we'll start putting down this this border. I think I'll extend this one up. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be good. And then I feel a lot better about doing the actual Pokemon route, the water route. Even though you could get around it, I think this is what I'll end up doing is probably making surf something that you get in this town that's going to be just below this trail. And so it kind of encourages the player, right? When they get it, they're like, oh, I'll go to the water. The water's right here. It's north of me. And then it sort of funnels them up through this trail up into the island that they'll then get to. Okay. I'm thinking, sorry, I was thinking about how many paths I want back and forth. And I think I obviously want the first one right here. I think I'll just do two. I think 2 is plenty. And we got this. I'll go like that. I think I'll do a 2 or not a 3. And I think I'll go like that too. Yeah. And then I'll do 1 back. And then that'll be something like down here. And I think for this one, do I want something like this? The problem I have with actually using these in the link is that it's hanging, and these come with little legs to make it look like they're floating in the water, but it isn't, because it's a ledge. It's one ledge too high to do that. Interesting. Very interesting. What I could do is actually have a ledge drop right here, and then that's a beach, and then that path is level. But I want the player to surf under these. I think I'll leave it like that. I think I won't worry about it too much. Okay, well, I already got farther than I thought I would tonight. Because tonight I just thought I'd finish this trail, and I did much more than that. So one last thing, I'll always do a walkthrough in-game of what we've built, and then I'll probably throw the Eastern Trail on and just see how it looks, and then call it a night. There's my grid so far. I think that looks pretty sweet. Okay. I don't know why it took me all the way here, but we only need this one way down here. Oh. There we go, save changes, exit. And now we have a order. Oh, that's not good. This doesn't do that when you transition. Okay, did you see that dark line that was placed in between the routes? Right here, see that? Yeah, it doesn't have that for the Northern and Central Trail, but it has that for the Eastern Trail. That's annoying. Anyways, okay, that's what these tests are for. So we're going down, we're going down, we're up on the rock. And there you go. The night and day cycle hasn't been put in yet, so there you have it. You know you crossed the border. There's still a lot of room that I'm going to have to put forest around here before you get here. And then of course I'll put something blocking the player from just walking down so that they have to cross over the bridge, go down this side, and then come back. And then that should be it. And then when they go down, I'll build out the town. It'll be down here. So I think, yeah, I'm excited to keep building the Eastern Trail. I think it looks good. I think it has good bones to build out. All right. Well, that's it for tonight. Probably not going to stream tomorrow or Saturday. Probably be back on Sunday. I have a big exam on Saturday. So that'll definitely be taking up most of my time tomorrow and over the weekend. But yeah, if you wanna get notifications for when I go live, you can subscribe. I appreciate it, and then you'll know, and you can add, your own trainer to the game when we get to that point. So as always, thanks for watching.